Alright, there we go. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to more FireRed and LeafGreen. Yeah, it's going back to 30 next week, yeah. Losing your life to Poptopia? I just closed out of Poptopia to save and quit before I got into FireRed. It's so easy to lose an entire afternoon or evening when you're playing Poptopia. Geo, thanks for the Prime sub. I appreciate it. Chat, can I get some boopers for the first time sub? Thank you, thank you. Welcome aboard. So nothing has changed, chat. We're still back with Charmander and Magikarp looking for our golden boys. What about you guys? Any luck with that, chat? Any luck with shinies in this game? Been enjoying my streams? Well, thank you. Am I gonna stream Poptopia again? Yes. Actually, chat, I think we're gonna stream it tomorrow. I think we're gonna do some Poptopian tomorrow. I just finished Bleak Beach. I got Bleak Beach all lit up. And I've done a fair amount in what is it, Rocky Ridge? The mountain area. It's tough because there's so much to do. There's so much to do. There's so much to do. And then you go online and you see people who have incredible, like, Minecraft-esque castles. Holy moly. You're also shiny hunting Charmander? Nice. We're still stuck in the lab. It's also hard, too, because so many people are just posting Poptopia spoilers without a care in the world. Hey, did you know, at the post-game, if you get the special Magnemite, then, everything is solved. Yeah, I saw that, Leo. Looking good. Definitely reminds me of the, Poptopia is a much better game than Animal Crossing New Horizons, but it definitely brings me back to that period in 2020. I just crossed the bridge and got to I want to say Pallet Town. Listen to me. I just crossed the bridge and started doing stuff there. Alright, Charmander and Carp. Tonight's the night. Maybe. Maybe. Have I seen Ho? Oh, yes. That was very cool. Yeah, the sub goal was met. Nice. Thank you, everybody. Yeah, we'll play some Poptopia tomorrow, chat. A nice, comfy Thursday Poptopia outing will be nice. I still have so much work to get done. You just got your shiny Bulba. Nice. You can play online at Palatine. Yes. Oh, the Ho-Oh clip. I swear, Ho-Oh and Luigi are just like the dragons from Breath of the Wild. The feathers are really nice for selling. Also, speaking of Poptopia, chat, that game is selling pretty well. I was gonna talk about that tonight. Where's the tab? Also, I'm crafting a theory about the DLC. Because I don't think this is a big spoiler. There's barely any ice types in the game. I think they're gonna give us, like, Seafoam or something for the DLC. There's not even Spiel is in the game. How can they not have Spiel? What the frick is up with that? Okay, let's do a double check. We haven't done one of those yet. Double check. And double nothing. I've decided my next shiny after Magikarp for LeafGreen, by the way, chat. I know who I'm gonna go after. I'll actually get to play the game for a little bit. You got Arcanine yesterday? I was so happy when Arcanine showed up. I was like, whoa. That's a neat habitat. I like Arcanine's habitat. I used the giant nugget. Keep the beach cloudy. It is nice. It is nice. Honestly, I encourage people who are still kind of like early in Poptopia, go to Rocky Ridge and maybe pick up a power-up or two there. It might save your life later. Alright, Carp. Dang. Yeah, Poptopia, I think it was 2.2 million, if that sounds right. Let me... Joe just tweeted this out. Oh, there's new Poptopia icons, too. For the Nintendo Switch Online icons, there's Ditto, Lapras, Charmander, Tangrowth, and Pikachu. Pikachu is very cute. Yes, Poptopia has sold over 2.2 million units in its first 4 days on sale. And remember, this is on the Switch 2 only. A console that has not even been out for a year. That's pretty impressive. I saw somebody say that, oh, that's lame. That's a bad number. No, it's not. That's impressive. That's a lot of sales. And we've already talked about how Poptopia has been so popular that it's been selling out in stores. They didn't print enough quote-unquote physical copies. Game key card and all that. Where do you get Magikarp? I'm buying it from the salesman. Right outside the Pokemon Center in Mount Moon. Baiting everybody to get a Switch 2. People are so funny. I saw some comments that were like, would have been even more if it was on a Switch 1. And it's like, yeah, and then it would have run like garbage. When you play, if you're just judging by the visual style of Poptopia, you'd be like, well, why is that not on the Switch 1? It's everything under the hood. Poptopia is a very taxing... Like, you have all the weather effects, all the different Pokemon. It has to run a lot. And the 9-year-old Switch just... It can't do it. It just can't do it. I don't know what to tell people at this point. You got 150 nuggets from the bridge? Nice, you're rich. You saw some people buy a Switch 2 just for the... Yeah, I've seen that too. This has actually been pushing console sales. I think Poptopia might be the best game on the Switch 2 right now, genuinely. Now, I haven't played Bonanza. But even if I did, I feel like I'm gonna get way more hours and time in Poptopia. Hard to compare to. They're very different games, you know. And I'm not saying it's justified. I think $70 for a game is very expensive. Let's be clear. I should have a joke where I make Booper transparent when I say that. Now let me be clear. But there's a ton of content in the game. I think it's way worth the price tag over something like ZA, for instance. Did you miss a shiny encounter? You have not. We're still hunting our golden boys. Took you 50 to 60 hours. I mean, that's pretty good playtime. Value is just such like a personal thing. It's like some things have, you know what I mean. What's up, everybody? How's it going? We're back looking for our golden boys. It is a big ass game. Poptopia actually normally it's like, oh, they should put Nintendo games on Steam. It's like, okay. But I do kind of wish Poptopia had achievements. I like achievement hunting, and I think I would have gone ham if Poptopia had achievements. I would have loved that. I still need... they updated Terraria and took my blue ribbon away. I gotta go back and get the new achievements in Terraria. Yeah, it's a very big game with a lot of content. So, good. at least there's a lot to do in the game. I mean, we haven't even left Oak's lab in FireRed. Gonna have most of my hours in FireRed logged in Oak's lab. Oh, you got shiny Mewtwo around 1,000 resets? That's nice. I really like Mewtwo shiny. It's just like Mr. Mime. Too bad Mr. Mime isn't... if I could shiny hunt Mime in this game, I'd consider it. Genuinely. Jump plus... Oh, yeah. Lab lock. Lab lock. You can't leave unless your starter is shiny. You're also stuck in the lab for the golden boy. We have to persist, chat. We can't let the Mander win. What's up, everybody? We're getting back into the swing of the golden boys. And then after Magikarp for LeafGreen, I think we might hunt another yellow friend. I don't know if I'd say gold, but definitely yellow. I need to look at my Bulbasaur again just to feel something. There. Shinies do exist. But not you, Magikarp. Bonk. Honestly, this has been really chill. I think playing 2 games at the same time makes it a bit more, like, stimulating. Then obviously I want to get the shiny and, like, play, but... resetting in this game is super chill. Locked in the lab for 20 hours for your Bulba. Oh, I hope everybody that's still locked in the lab with me, chat, I hope you can all escape soon. Get your shiny and get out of there while you still can. It was Spearow. Oh, that's a good one. I like Spearow's yellow. A better shiny than Pidgey. Let's be real. Hello, everybody. How's it going? Let's do a double check. Yeah, the Switch, even on Switch 1, it's very fast. Which, by the way, chat, FireRed and LeafGreen have been #1 and 2 in the eShop since Pokemon Day. Game Freak's like that, the gif where the guy looks at the computer that goes, oh, you mean when we re-release our beloved old games, they sell tons and make us a boatload of cash? Who would have thought? Whoa. I wonder what will dethrone them. They've been both #1 and 2 since Pokemon Day. Well, you know what that means, chat. Now it's time for them to give us Gen 3. The rest of it. Now it's time for Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald. I'm really happy that they put them on the Switch 1. I mean, they're games from 2004. Like, maybe the Switch would have a hard time with Poptopia, but I could definitely run games from 2004. Alright. Golden boy? Or girl? Golden girl. No Goldens. Hunting for Meowth on Route 5. Oh, that's fun. Mrs. Whiskers. I got spoiled to a really cool I assume it's Persian. I got spoiled to a cool habitat in Poptopia. I had a little Team Rocket thing. I was pissed. Alright, 970 for carp. We're definitely gonna get over 1,000 carpies today. Lots of carps. What the hell? I have a playlist of PS1 Liquid Mix, and I look in there. It's Link fighting Ganondorf and Ocarina of Time. My favorite PS1 game. My favorite Sony game, Ocarina of Time. It could have released the old Pokemon games back in 2021 and it would have been perfect. Oh yeah, they've had ample time like every year for the past decade to do this. If you go over odds, Professor Oak kicks you out of his lab. Professor Oak turns into Trip from Facade. You know what? I think it's time you need to leave. On the bridge farming for nuggies. I want to try Abra at the game corner just because you can buy. I think Abra is the easiest shiny hunt in the game because you can load up on nuggets or do the mail thing, get your cash, buy your coins, and then you can buy like a truckload of Abra and just check it in your PC, and if you have a shiny, then you're good to go. So if you want a really easy shiny hunt, chat, consider the game corner, genuinely. Clefairy, yeah. Double check. Oh, delayed double check. During team meetings, nice. You're making money twice. On the job and in game. Maximizing your profits. Two boxes of Abra. Gambling. Is there, I can't remember if there's a secret slot machine in this game that has better odds. I think there might be. There definitely was in the original games. The way the slot machines were coded was genuinely kind of interesting. Turbo's coming out to mash for Abra. Yeah, that's a good way to save time. The slots are tedious. Again, I did the slots and like all those old Pokemon games. Never made me want to be a gambler. Because you would lose. I didn't know any secret techniques as a kid or which tables were the better ones, so I would just lose money. Oopsie. Turn off. Guilty of using emulator back in the day. It's actually really neat to see so many people discussing some of the exploits and stuff that you can do in this game, honestly. I don't think a lot of people even realize the Nugget Bridge exploit existed. I didn't until recently. These games being spotlighted again has revealed a lot of neat little details about them that not even I knew about. Stick to the TCG for gambling. Let's go gambling! I saw Walmart had an Ascended Heroes ETB for Walmart Wednesday tonight, but they're $60. It's just... I need Pokemon cards to go back on sale. That's too rich for my blood. Especially since I never pull anything in ETBs. Starter hunt has been brutal. Yeah, we're all still stuck in the lab. Over 6K resets. You're still under odds. But anytime you're into the thousands for a shiny, it never feels good, no matter what your odds are, if we're being fair. Yeah, the rewards, the amount is pitiful, Cacturn. You never knew about the Nugget Bridge exploit until last week. It's such an obvious... It's really obvious if you think about it. Like, yeah, just lose and you'll get all these nuggets. I can't believe I never thought about it before. Nope. Come on, Magikarp. We're doing an encounter shiny next for both of these. I will be very happy to do encounter shinies. Yeah, getting Bulbasaur at 443 was genuinely insane. Probably the coolest shiny I've gotten this year, which is funny considering it's not even a new shiny for me, but full odds just hits different, you know? Getting Bulbasaur in this game is a very different experience than getting it in ZA. We're gonna go for Blue Boy. Well, we're gonna try. In FireRed, and we're gonna go for a mustardy yellow friend for LeafGreen. You got Mander in 227. Ooh, nice. It is very vibrant. It's super vibrant. Miss Mander? Not shiny. Flabbergasted. Pokemon Orange ROM hack. I think I played an Orange Island ROM hack. I can't remember what it was called though. On your original SP? Oh, that's cool. Can't be arsed to count your resets. I was talking to Tyler. He's been shiny hunting Squirtle. I think he's at almost 5K for Squirtle. And he told me he's not gonna count. I think he's going to Route 22. He's gonna try to get Mankey or Rattata, I think. But he hates counting, and so do I. I couldn't blame anybody for not wanting to count. Alright, we're at 1444. 444. How many hours? People have definitely been doing that too. I mean, do whatever works for you. You are the boss of your shiny sauce. What's up, Sparkly? Gotta be elitist somehow. I mean, it's nice to get a, a rough estimate of how much you've done, but yeah, it is, you're going out of your way to count every time, so. $90 resets an hour. Yeah, you could do a guesstimate. Record how many resets you get in like an hour and then just multiply that. I've never done one of those shiny hunts for like Saland. Well, I've shiny hunted Salandit, but that was just for Salandit. I didn't need to evolve it. But I've never done a hunt where I needed a specific Actually, I guess that's not true. I did get a shiny Snorunt in ZA and it was a female, so I got Frostlass on my team. So never mind. I guess that's not true. I just got lucky. I just got lucky that the Snorunt was female. 20k resets for a shiny starter? Yup, that can happen. That can happen. A glitch to duplicate items? It's the mail one, right? Where you use, like, a piece of mail. I don't know the exact setup on how it works. I've just seen people talking about it. Just get lucky. Easy. Have you tried, being lucky? It does, Cacturn. It says outrageous. It's $5. 500 yen. Which is $5. And the game is like, wow, you're really gonna buy that overpriced piece of junk Magikarp? Yeah? Don't be mean. Don't be mean to my fish. The retro mail. You wasted your money. I can't believe you would do that. I've never shiny hunted Combee for Vespiquen. I've never shiny hunted Salandit for Salazzle. I feel like we're due for another one of those Pokemon. Maybe we'll get one in Gen 10. Shiny hunting female Combee sounds horrible, especially in, like, original Diamond and Pearl. How do you even do that with the honey trees? I used to think of Combee as a really rare Pokemon because of the tree system in Diamond Pearl Plat. But now, no Pokemon is rare anymore. So Combee are just all over the place. Yeah, I think the honey trees might be one of the worst things you could ever shiny hunt. The 1% with the Dunsparce in the family of 3. Yeah, Munchlax was so difficult to find in Diamond, Pearl, Platinum. At least base Diamond and Pearl. It was like a 1%er, wasn't it? 1 or 5% for Munchlax in Diamond Pearl. What are some other places like that that would be really brutal to shiny hunt? 1% only on the Munchlax trees. That's following the same logic they had from Gen 2 with the specific headbutt trees. It's the same logic. Feebas? Oh boy. Oh, anything in the Safari Zone, yes. I saw somebody who had insane numbers for Chansey and they weren't shiny hunting it, they were just trying to get the lucky egg. So if you want the lucky egg in this game, you essentially have to shiny hunt. Because your odds are terrible. That's so funny. That's just like the headbutt trees for Heracross and Apom and Pineco for Gen 2. What's that, Pokemon Warrior? Like Cherubi a lot. Cherubi is Pokemon 420. Fun fact. Pokemon 69 is Bellsprout. Which Pokemon is 6'7"? 67. Machoke. I'm just gonna guess, like, maybe Onyx or something. That's fun. Machoke. I have the entire Machamp line in Poptopia now. I just got Machop a little before I went live tonight. Pokemon 666 is Pavilion. The face of evil. Maybe the face of evil for SpongeBob and Patrick. Oh, that's funny. Viv shows no mercy. Yeah, the entire Charmander line. I also did, I think Poptopia, all three Gen 1 starters are in the game, but then there's like one rep from each gen after that. I have Pip and Prinplup. I have the whole Torchic line. In the beach area, I have, I put Combuskin and Charmeleon on this little island. And I'm gonna call it Middle Firestarter Island. So I gotta put Raboot there too. All the middle fire starters can live together in harmony. Oddish is the weed Pokemon. That's true. They were kind of on something with some of the classifications for Gen 1 Pokemon. They're all very funny. The tiny bird. The weed Pokemon. Lizard. Bird. Turtle. Just real animal terms in there. I got Venusaur in Poptopia, and I could immediately tell from the silhouette that it was female, because female Venusaur has the seed. And she talks like grandma. She talks like an auntie. She's like, hello, sweetie. Hello, dear. It's very cute. And Blastoise is a little bit southern. He's like, howdy. Also, Cacturn has a little bit of like a stutter. That's just such an interesting choice to me. It's so fun. Yeah, Vespiquen is like that too. If you have a lot of honey, talk to Vespiquen. She can trade you honey for items. Togedemaru is 777. I feel like Togedemaru gets overlooked a lot. Togedemaru plays second fiddle to Mimikyu in Gen 7. I wouldn't say that's a lucky Pokemon right there. Almost like a nervous tick on Cacturn. Yeah, it's fun. My Cacturn and my Hoot Hoot are really good friends, and I'm gonna put them in a house together. They're always chasing each other. I guess because they're both nocturnal Pokemon. Oh, I have the whole Electabuzz line, too. I got Electivire and Elekid. They were roommates! I don't know if Poptopia has, like, a Pokemon friendship system, but it definitely seems like some Pokemon are, like, can genuinely have more interactions with other Pokemon than some. Drifloon and Litwick. Oh, I have Litwick and Lampet, but I don't have Shandy yet. I gotta figure out how to get Shandy. I'm a little bit sad at the lack of ghosties. There's not a lot of ice Pokemon. There's not a lot of ghosts. Maybe they'll fill that out more in the DLC. Pokemon who have overlapping likes interact with each other more. Oh, that makes sense. Ooh, I'm excited for the Halloween event. They're bringing Sableye for the next event after the Hoppip and Skiploom family. I might make a place for Sableye and Mawile. Copper Rock. I would be stunned if he was in the game. Alright, one more until 1,000 carps. I don't know if people were photoshopping or like faking this, but Charmander says I threw up in the game, apparently. I threw up. That one's fake? Okay. I wasn't sure. I'm like, that sounded a little too much. They do have some funny... They do say, I've taken some screenshots. There's 1,000 carps, chat. Oh, we gotta move the number over. Where's your number, Magikarp? LeafGreen counter. There we go! 4 digits for each hunt now. Wow. Come on, Carp. The humid thing. Let's get this place humid! That is real. Bulbasaur really does say that. Bulbasaur, I'm going to introduce you to a place called Florida. You'll really like it. Did the playlist stop? I think the playlist stopped. It did. Let's do this one. I threw up. Why are we tormenting ourselves? Honestly, resetting in this game is super chill. It's very chill. Haven't been able to leave Oak's lab. I got to go beat Brock and play a little bit in LeafGreen, but Same situation in FireRed. When I get Magikarp, I'm actually gonna play a decent way. No, don't. Yeah, people are coming in and being like, wow, this seems terrible. I can't believe you're doing this. It's like, this has nothing on making donuts with Ansha. Seriously. No exaggeration. This is much easier and more chill than donut resetting. By a country mile. They're so bad, chat. If you haven't played the DLC for ZA, I can only tell you. You're not done with the DLC to this day, too repetitive. I don't blame you. I don't blame you. Sending all the luck, thank you. Good luck on your Bulbasaur. Resetting this game is 1 billion times faster than reloading a PLZA backup save. Yes! It's so bad. That definitely felt torturous. I mean, we would go like 2 hours and I wouldn't even get the type of donut I wanted. It's just so frustrating. There's something about the donut system in ZA that just makes you want to rip your hair out. Just like to play ranked, same at this point. Yeah, I will take this 1,000 times over Ansha and her donuts. I could only pray that we never receive a system like that in another Pokemon game, because oh my goodness. Don't take me back to the dark place. Oh, is the new season? Oh, I still want to check out more ranked. Man, there's too much going on, chat. I have to juggle Poptopia and FireRed, LeafGreen and still get a few more things done in ZA. I mean, we have all year, so. Am I gonna shiny hunt Deoxys? Yes. Eventually, whenever I'm free from this grind. And then Gale of Darkness, true, and then Champions next month. Which they haven't even announced. There's a regional next month in Orlando, and they haven't even told competitors what the format is gonna be yet. Dual hunt Deoxys, oh, you know it. I've seen so many people get Deoxys in like the hundreds. Which is beyond insane. Shiny Hunt and Gale of Darkness. I've always wanted to. Shinies in Coliseum and Gale of Darkness have a unique look to them. Like, instead of Scissor's lime green, it's more of a golden color. They have a lot of shinies in those games have a unique look to them. Getting the right berries for shiny donuts is so damn tedious as well. Yes, not only is it the donut system, but it's getting the supplies for the donuts, which are very limited. Yeah, Sparkly, I agree. Getting the discovering new habitats in Poptopia is so satisfying. What's up, everybody? We just hit over 1,000 Magikarps. We're on our way to 1473 for Mander. You just hunted without specific donuts. Yeah, you absolutely could. Sick of looking at Anja. I hate Hoopa's little gremlin cry every time you make a donut. Poptopia has a lot of stuff in it that I would genuinely like to see brought to main games. The way you discover artifacts and stuff like that is so satisfying. $10. Bring back Braille. Whale Lord and Relicanth, rise up. Event items will be unobtainable. Could you imagine? The ditto face bothers you. It only occasionally gets me when you're like doing the Kirby sucking items up. The face they make there is kind of spooky scary. You reckon they'll get Evos or forms in Gen 10? We'll be playing some Poptopia tomorrow, chat. I'll have to show you guys the progress that I've made. Although some of my world is such a mess, it's like I don't even want to show anybody. Some people have beautiful like Minecraft castles and my little dumpy dirt world. It'll be really interesting to see what type of shiny hunting will be in Gen 10. Are they gonna have the sparkle from the Legends games, or are they gonna keep it just like they had in Scarlet Violet? I feel like enough people complained about there being no sparkles or sound effect in Scarlet Violet that they're gonna fix it in Gen 10. Well, fixing. Fixing implies that there's a problem. I do think what they did was intentional. Appeasing the player base is maybe a better way to phrase it. People were so mad. I remember when Scarlet Violet first came out. People were so mad that the shinies had no visual cue and no audio cue. Howdy. My character sprite, this is Beta Wooper, aka Booper. Wooper used to look like this, if you can believe it. Shiny Tauros and Scarvi. Oh no, don't get me started. Don't get me started on that. Hunting Paldean Tauros and Scarlet Violet, 2 thumbs way down. Man, everybody got cool ass first shinies in Scarlet and Violet, and then mine was a post-game Choodle. What the frick? It wasn't even on stream either. I think Tropius will get a pre-evo, or maybe. Wugtrio. Wugtrio is a very odd Pokemon, but it does have a nice shiny. Stantler, green Stantler. Cryogonal. I bet a lot of people found shinies on that mountain. I think I have like 10 shiny Sneasel from all the shiny hunts I've done on that mountain. Espeon in Area 0? Oh, that's a good one. A little Gleep Glorp. Geodude. My first shiny in Legends Arceus was Spheal, which is an iconic one. I can't complain about that. Maybe that's why the beach area in PLA is my favorite. I got a lot of good shinies there. PLA Ponyta. This feel who rolls by you in the cutscene? Yes, I do. I do remember. It's criminal that Spheal isn't in Poptopia. I think my entire top 5 favorite Pokemon are in Poptopia except for Garchomp. Crazy work. Nope, no Mander and no Carp yet. We just hit 1,000 Magikarps and we're pushing towards 2K for Mander. Ice Club Penguin. Oh, I thought you said Club Penguin for a second. Cube. Club Penguin shiny. Eskew. That's a Pokemon I forget exists a lot. I'm not cleaning that up. Yeah, they better have Garchomp in Poptopia DLC. Is Cubchoo? I don't think so. There's a very tiny handful of ice types. I think it's like Glaceon, Lapras, and maybe like 2 others. I thought for sure Mudkip was gonna be in, but they went with Torchic for Gen 3. I really want Primarina in the game so I can build her like a mermaid palace. Vermilion, the Vermilion area, the beach gives you so many neat aqua blocks. Yeah, I want to see how Garchomp talks. What if Garchomp was just inexplicably southern? You got your Mander only after 44 hours? Nice! Congrats. Iron Bundle, that's a really good one. Is Poptopia canon? It kind of... Poptopia's story is very interesting. If Poptopia is really successful, which, again, it's already one of the fastest selling games on the Switch too. 2.2 million copies in the first 4 days. I think it's approaching... I think Pokemon Stadium might be the most successful spin-off game. Yeah, I saw a tweet about this. The best-selling Pokemon spin-off title is Pokemon Stadium, which sits at 5.4 million. Poptopia is going to beat it. If they sold 2.2 million in the first 4 days, they're gonna catch that number. So it'll be the best-selling spin-off Pokemon game of all time. That's crazy! See, Game Freak? Maybe people did actually yearn for a good side Pokemon game that isn't mobile slop garbage. People did want this. Make more of this, please. A Gold Rush Prospector. Gold. Pokemon doesn't really have an overarching canon. No, it doesn't. AZ's weapon killed off the humans. From my understanding, it is weather. It sounds like weather chased all the humans away. There's lots of talks of natural disasters, food getting used up. Some of the notes in Poptopia are genuinely sad. You read it and you're like, oh geez. People talking about, I think they put all the Pokemon in the PCs, is what I have surmised from it. Which is why they're all confused. They're like, where's everybody? Where was I? Poptopia is a prequel to Mystery Dungeon. I love Mystery Dungeon fans. Here's how we can connect this to Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. Oh, Magikarp's out of Dex numbers too? Wow. Kyogre talking like Archie is very funny. Makes me wish Groudon was in the game. Poptopia is what happens if Ansha gives you the worst possible donuts. True. Oh, I love the Mystery Dungeon games. I did a little bit of shiny hunting in the remake for Red and Blue Rescue Team on the Switch. It's just Mystery Dungeon fans are... How do I describe them? They're funny. This isn't meant as like a negative thing. Yeah, they like to reach. How am I playing two at the same time? FireRed is on my Switch 2 and LeafGreen is on my OG Switch. Yeah, if you want to talk about a Pokemon spin-off game with an absolute boatload of content, the Mystery Dungeon games are so long. They definitely give you a lot of content in every Mystery Dungeon game. Hope something Mystery Dungeon shows up in the future. Yeah. We've gone several generations now without a new Mystery Dungeon title. Red and Blue Rescue Team remake on the Switch is a fun game. If you're a big Mystery Dungeon fan and didn't play it, it has a lot of good quality of life in it that the originals do not have. If you never check that game out, it's worth buying. I like the art style too. It has a unique... How would you even describe that art style? Looks nice. I like it. It's different. You can send game cards to your old Switch. Now you can hunt on both. Yeah. You destroyed your 3DS. Emotional story, yes. Every Mystery Dungeon game has a lot of emotion in it, I'd say. I think that's why Poptopia is reminding people a lot of Mystery Dungeon, because the Pokemon all have such personalities that we haven't really seen since a Mystery Dungeon game. That's probably another reason why people are drawing comparisons. 2084 for Shiny Bulba. The cost-free neutral attack. Oh yeah, I do remember that. The movesets are much better though. I remember I played a little bit of Red Rescue Team when they added it to the eShop. Or was it NSO? I can't even remember now. And was it Pikachu or they're just some terrible movesets back then. Which is a lot of the problem in this game too. It took them way too long to start putting actually good movesets on Pokemon, fortunately. Shiny Vikaball. Oh, I got Grubbin in Poptopia. And I have the habitat for Vikavolt. I need to find Charjabug. You know I'm inviting Charjabug to live in my house. 3K for Dialga and BD. Nice. Hope you get it soon. And most of you are still under odds, which is good. May we all get our shinies under odds. Hi Puffy Amiyumi. I remember seeing that show all the time, but never really watching it. Top 50 cries. Okay, you better have Delphox and Aurorus on that list. The Bug Bus would be on your list. Good, good. Do-do-do-do. Boop, boop. That was my best Charjabug impression. Alpha Noivern. I don't think I got Noivern or Noibat shiny in ZA. I didn't need him shiny, which is probably why. Gastrodon? Yeah, Gastrodon has a good cry. Gastrodon might have the most wet-sounding Pokemon cry. Whoops, we double nicknamed. Well, let's do a double check then. Boom. Double no. Also, heads up, Twitch chat, ads are gonna play. Ad warning. Keeps the pre-rolls off. Bidoof's cry. Bidoof does have a very legendary cry. Ooh, Mantine? That's another good one. I wonder if they'd ever give us another Chelos Gastro color. Jinx and Frostlass. Jinx, most certainly. Skunk Tank. I mean, you're saying best, but if we're doing funniest, you should definitely include Pignite. Same thing as Skunk Tank, essentially. They were diabolical for doing that to Pignite. A regional Houndoom? Ooh, that would be cool. What type would you make it? Weasel? Yeah, Weasel and Floatzel have good cries. Grookey? Yeah, Grookey's little little cute cry. I know exactly what you're talking about. Cradily. I haven't found anything for either Armaldo or Cradily yet. Do another double check. Dang it. 1501 for Mander. Wow. Ice Ghost, Grass Fire. Fire Fairy might be kind of neat for Houndoom. It's a total polar opposite of Dark type. Fire Poison would be cool too. Poison is an underrated type. A shiny Alakazam. I'm definitely tempted. Again, I think Abra is the easiest shiny to hunt in the whole game. Houndoom and Boltund is friends. Oh, you're grinding for Trico? Nice. That's a great shiny right there. I feel like I've praised Trico's shiny every stream. That might have to be one of the starters I hunt for whenever they give us Ruby Sapphire. Come on, Magikarp. We could go play the game if you're shiny. Dead battery emulators. Yeah, they need to fix the weird RNG seeding in Emerald. Always love Houndoom. What does that say about you? That you like cool Pokemon? Yeah, I don't really fully get the problem with Emerald, but there is a problem. Emerald has a weird issue with the way it seeds Pokemon. Mega Houndoom is good too, yes. I wish he was stronger though. Really wish Mega Houndoom was actually usable. Not resetting the seed when you soft reset. Hunting for Chansey in the Safari Zone? Ooh, good luck. Good luck on the egg. In China, the spores are used as herbal medicine. China, canon to Pokemon World? Yeah, how many modern Pokemon fans don't even realize that real-world places were mentioned in early Pokemon games? South America for Mew, we have China and Parasec's Dex entry. Real-world years were mentioned. When did they decide to stop doing that? Like Gen 3? Well, I guess this is Gen 3. Gen 4? I know people always think of like, well, FireRed LeafGreen came out during Gen 3 era, so it's Gen 3, but I always think of the games as their own. Like, FireRed LeafGreen is just Kanto in my head. Till Mother 3. Oh, Oh yeah, they mention that in Pewter, don't they? Yeah, I got both Paris and Parasect in Poptopia, and the whole time it's like, ooh. Oh no. Cute little Paris. Don't evolve. Yeah, like Heart Gold Soul Silver, people call it Gen 4, but it's part of Gen 2 in my mind. Like, Gen 4 is Sinnoh, you know what I mean? Houndoom, Ditto, and Porygon, I mean, those are 3 good choices, you know? Excellent taste. Generation versus region, yeah. Pretty much. We do not have a ton of Kanto Pokemon left that don't have anything, but there is still a handful of them. BDSP Gen 8 or 9, yeah. BDSP is its own beast. They haven't done anything for Dugong, Cloyster, Venomoth, Parasect, Eking. That type of stuff. And Hitmonlee and Hitmonchan don't have anything either. Fave background stream, thanks. Regional Kingler. Minus 1. They got a Babymon, but Gen 2 was like 25 years ago. I think it's time to give the Hitmon something. Ammonite and Kabuto, that's right. They've never done anything for Amistar or Kabutops. Let's hope whatever they eventually end up giving those two, it's better than Mega Aerodactyl. Ugh. I wanna fight whoever made Mega Aerodactyl. Oh, Aerodactyl is one of my favorite Pokemon. Let's give him a rock goatee and tack some ugly shit on him, and we're done. And let's make him terrible, too, competitively. Perfect. Ship. They really gave my boy the Wombo combo. There hasn't been a famous martial artist since Bruce Lee and Jackie Chan. That's true. Who would they possibly name another Hitmon after? Who would they possibly even name? Double check. Double no. Both female. Jet Li. The early era of Pokemon. Gen 1 came out when I was in kindergarten. I was there. I was on the ground floor for Pokemania. John Cena. You think Ishihara's a really big John Cena fan? A sumo wrestler Hitmon? That would be Hirayama. Somebody at Game Freak really likes Makuhita, by the way. He's been in a lot of games lately. They're both in Poptopia, too. Makuhita was your first shiny you ever caught? That's a good one. Honestly, Hirayama's got a great shiny. The purple is really nice. Mienfoo and Mienshao? Yeah. Agreed. They've given stuff to Braviary and a few of those other Gen 5 Pokemon now. Let's get something for Mienshao. Cosign. Carrot Top for Hitmontop. Yeah, that was definitely their inspiration. Definitely. Makuhita was a fighting type Pikachu when you first saw it. Mienshao is just cat and Medicham. Why does Mienfoo evolve so late? What were they on when they made Gen 5, chat? I mean, they were mostly on the good stuff, but when they started doing levels and evolutions, they got a little off course, I feel like. It was a balloon. Makuhita, confusing children everywhere. Another double check. I think it's telling that they've never really returned to that style of like, here, evolve your Pokemon at level 75. I mean, I guess it makes Gen 5 stand out a little bit. It has that unique trait about it. You know, a lot of Pokemon in this generation evolve, I'd argue, fairly late. Muck and Weezing. Rapidash is pretty late. Yup, Dragonite. Dragonite established the high level for pseudos. I don't think I've ever used Axew in a playthrough before. Unless you're Lance. Lance gets to fudge the rules because he's the champion. Gen 4 is egregious with Purugly and Skuntank. I don't even... Is Purugly like... Purugly... 38? It is! It is 38! I was right! What the... How did... I stored that information in my brain far away. Yeah, Purugly evolves from Glameow at level 38. It's also classified as the Tiger Cat Pokemon. Huh. Interesting. The Tiger Cat Pokemon. Purugly is one of those Pokemon that just feels like an oxymoron. Tiger Cat Pokemon. Sure. Like, okay. That sounds like Purugly gave its own description. Purugly gave its own classification. Oh yes, I am the Tiger Cat Pokemon. A random shiny Meowth on one island's treasure beach. Oh, that's so cool. Getting just a random shiny out of the blue. Yeah, Purugly is a deceptively fast Pokemon. It has a base 112 in speed. That is ridiculous. 112 in speed. Oops, I reset over that Magikarp. That was probably the shiny. Lol. Yeah, Miltank is also up there. Miltank and Purugly. In the Sevi Islands? We'll probably figure something out over there. Faster than Garchomp, faster than Scyther. See, that's why I think... I mean, it doesn't make Purugly like a great competitive Pokemon or anything. It's still a Purugly. But when they do wacky stats like that, it makes the Pokemon more memorable than if it just had completely mid, unremarkable stats. Faster than Sharpedo. It just makes Purugly that more funny. That it's that frickin' fast. You could tell somebody, the Game Freak employee who did that had a laugh. I just know they chuckled when they typed that code in. I know they had a little chortle. A sensible chuckle. I gotta turn my fan on. It is hot. There we go. Getting picked up by my microphone. I hope not. No one's gonna notice I doubled Purugly's speed. So you're saying it was a rogue choice. And a Game Freak employee went rogue to give Purugly 1,000 in speed. You sub? Nice. Welcome. A sensible shuckle. Buckle your shuckle. The way ZA handles speed is interesting. EV training every Pokemon in attack / special attack and HP in that game is bizarre. Purugly is just 8 points behind Arceus in speed. Cats are very fast, but Purugly definitely has more weight on it than like a slim Jaguar, you know? He's big boned, please. Just big boned. Yeah, 9 times out of 10, it's definitely HP. I hate doing mixed EVs. Mixed EVs is such a nightmare. That's one thing I hope Champions will actually be better about. Because doing mixed EVs, it's so easy to just take like 25 calciums and here. 25 HP ups. Alright, good. Done. Having to calculate... I mean, you're essentially doing a math equation at that point. Faster than Raikou. You just know that burns Raikou. Raikou getting mogged by Purugly. I saw a tweet that made me chuckle. Kids these days are getting mogged, but back when I was a kid, you were getting pwned. Pwned. Internet relic. Yeah, they just, Peregli was just smelling a churu tube and had to make a break for it. Amoonguss having higher attack than Talonflame. Whoever made Amoonguss went absolute sicko mode. I got one for you, chat. I've shared this one before, because it always makes me honestly kind of sad. Onyx has the same attack stat as Wurmple. I think that says a lot more about Onyx than it says about Wurmple. Isn't that so... Somebody give Onyx some respect. I'm waiting. I've been waiting for so many years. Hang it up, Brock. Onyx is made of painted styrofoam. Onyx is definitely one of Gen 1's, like, worst assigned stat Pokemon. It might be one of the series' just worst designed stat Pokemon. That is so sad. It did lose to a Pikachu. I mean, Ash did bust out, like, the sprinkler technology. The first Pokemon boss and nothing else beyond that. I really wish instead of just nerfing, like, the last generation's legendaries, they'd go in and tweak at least, like, 10 Pokemon stats from each generation. I don't think that's that hard to ask for. That's too much. Go for the horn! That makes me think of the episode where Totodile latched onto Rhydon and was spinning. Spin. Ash won too many Kanto gyms with the pity system. He did! Well, you stopped Team Rocket. Might as well just give you a badge. Thunder Armor. They'd rather buff Incineroar again. No. Let's give Incineroar double Intimidate. The Erica episodes were so memorable. Veronica Taylor's Ash disguise voice was always so funny to me as a kid. It is like Yu-Gi-Oh! With Summon Skull! The field is wet! Attack with your lightning! They were always doing some shit in that show. Castle of Dark Illusion, Attacking the Moon, Mammoth Graveyard with the arrow into Blue Eyes Ultimate. Yugi was making all that shit up. The start of every turn, Intimidate, my god. The heart of the Pokeballs. Better not make Pom Bomb stand up. I mean, we got Skeledirge. Skeledirge didn't stand up. Maybe we're starting a new streak of fire types that don't stand. Or maybe they'll turn it into Incineroar too and everyone will be sad. Who knows? It's a coin flip. When SR attempts start to look the same. Red Eyes can't fly over Labyrinth Wall. The Paradox Brothers duel was so much fun. I love Gate Guardian. It's honestly one of Duelist Kingdom's best duels. Pwn cucked mogged. Honestly, they kind of popped off with Pwned. It's been downhill ever since. The two guardians, one who lies and one who doesn't. Yeah, that's the Paradox Brothers. We are the brothers Paradox. I know, CB, it's a night and day difference. Actually, like, it's a good, well-made game. A game with actual content in it, too. And it respects my time. The rules were so random it never made sense. That didn't really bother me as a kid, and it's only funny to me as an adult now. Early Yu-Gi-Oh! Is very interesting. It's like all the forbidden memories. I almost said Forbidden Kingdom. Forbidden Memories was made before the show even came out, so it has weird... So many Yu-Gi-Oh! Games have weird movesets. Older Animal Crossing. Well, I'm not talking about older games. Never played those. I'm talking about New Horizons. Really wish I didn't buy that game digital. I would have just absolutely flipped it and sold it. But now I can't. Attempt 3000. Give it up for Attempt 3000. Give it up for Attempt 3000. Yeah, I kind of have thought that from what I've seen, Justin, but I don't know if I ever want to play anything from that franchise again. Also, I like most Pokemon that exist. A lot of Animal Crossing villagers are oogly. The Krusty Krab stayed open for 24 hours, of course, it's a classic. The hash-slinging slasher. Smeargle's the only Pokemon you truly detest? What did Smeargle do to you? See, none of my least favorite Pokemon are in Poptopia. Koei Tecmo agreed with me and kept those bums out. just think Animal Crossing games are just too slow for me. I don't like games where you're supposed to play for like 5 minutes every day and that's it. Wish Unknown had better moves, I know. They're neat Pokemon, but it's like trying to use Delibird in a playthrough. You can. Nobody can stop you, but are you gonna have a great time? Well... For dozens... Oh yeah, I know which one you're talking about. To change system clocks. What's crazy is that I haven't felt the need to time travel in Poptopia at all. Meanwhile, when New Horizons came out, I'm like, you're gonna tell me I have to wait a week for a bridge to be built? No. Oh, Smeargle because of Dark Void, right. You detest about a dozen Pokemon. I think most of your detested ones, Cacturn, are from Gen 3. I think the only two Pokemon I was kind of disinterested in getting in Poptopia was maybe like Geodude and Pidgey. And that's already because I had Golem. And I already had... I think I got Pidgeotto before I got Pidgey. Your namesake is from Gen 3. That's true. I need them to put Maractus in Poptopia so I can have all my cactus friends together. Again, we'll be checking out some more Poptopia on stream tomorrow, chat. I'll give you all a progress report as to where I am. They can't evolve? No. You love Maractus a normal amount? I love Maractus a lot amount. One of my favorite Gen 5 Pokemon. Gen 5 has so many bangers. We should! I especially want some for Gen 10. Another cactus or succulent Pokemon for Gen 10, that would rule. Let's do a double check. Professor Oak's just turning up there like, wow, she's still in here, huh? Yes, Professor, because you haven't given me a shiny yet. I don't even, what is this? This is... Jungle in Gaming Mix, PS1, N64, Xbox, 1 hour, ambient. It's actually almost over, so... Do this one. Which again, I can't reiterate this enough. During playlist streams, chat, if you're watching the YouTube VOD later and there's like a weird audio thing or a cut, it's because I had to cut a song out because it got claimed. Happens every time. PNGs? Let me link you. I still have the page up. From Project Shiny Dex, if you want to see all the FireRed LeafGreen sprites. Mr. Mander, you are not shiny. It also tells you where everything is. Magikarp? Magikarp carp? I believe I also had another resource that I was going to link. Where was it? Okay, here it is. This is from the Pokemon LeafGreen subreddit. This is easy shiny hunts for FireRed and LeafGreen. So if you want like Slowpoke or Diglett, Spearow, Paris, this is where it will tell you your best chance at, like, you can get Krabby at an 84% chance with the rod in LeafGreen on Route 24, for instance. Dunsparce 3 Isle Port 100%. That's a good one. I'd love to get shiny Dunsparce in this game. Control 4 switches at once. I'm just controlling both of these with Joy-Cons. I don't have any. This is not automated. I'm shiny hunting this all myself. Hunting for Growlithe. Oh, that's fun. I might be going after something similar. Dunsparce is such a strange Pokemon. Based off of a Tsuchinoko. Rhyhorn in the Safari Zone and it ran away? No. One controller and 6 switches. Oh boy. Talk about excessive. I don't like the lyrical song. Here we go. That's essentially what a Tsuchinoko is. It's a fat snake. But the Tsuchinoko is a mythical creature, and that's why Dunsparce is so rare in Gen 2. I think that's sick. I love when Pokemon have neat little bits of lore like that. It's like why Stantler spawns where it spawns. It's like the deer in Japan. Gen 2 had a lot of that, which people do not appreciate. For Tsuchinoko, it looks so dumpy and silly. Yeah, it's like it's a fat snake. I don't know how else to describe it. It's a snake with like a fat part in it. There's a Yu-Gi-Oh monster based off of it too, or Yu-Gi-Oh card. Danger, Tsuchinoko. Neat little creature. The land snake, a bad Evo. Oh, you mean Dunsparce. Nobody appreciates the Dunsparce. I like Frigoraph a lot. I think Frigoraph is super cool. Thanks for all the follows tonight, everybody. I appreciate it. $1,555. That's crazy. Farigiraf has a hood, it does. Farigiraf is also competitively very good. Which is nice. Because nobody was ever tearing up battlefields with Girafarig. Yeah, they have, you're right. We just got Mega Skarmory, we got the Dunsparce and Farigiraf. How are people already at Deoxys? My god. The Johto region. Yeah, Johto has so much lore and love put into it. They have that Kaiju Sunflora poster in Poptopia. It's like, are we gonna get Gigantamax Sunflora in the next Legends game? What would you Master Ball? I did see somebody who shiny hunted Suicune. That is a beautiful sprite. That might be one of the most good-looking shiny sprites in this whole game. The shiny hunting roamer seems like a mistake. You die for a Legends Galar game? Well, you might be in luck for the next one then. You'd Master Ball shiny Mewtwo? A legendary or... I mean, the roamers are legendary, so a legendary Pokemon. Or if you run into something like Abra that's shiny and you're scared it's gonna flee. Maybe. Who's shiny hunted the roamers in Gen 2 don't. Oh, everybody's saving it for Deoxys? I really wish Premier Balls were in this game, chat. I don't know what I'm gonna kill. I'm gonna get Deoxys in Ultra Ball? Ugh. Some of you guys like inflicting pain on yourselves. No pain, no shiny gain, right? Premier Balls are in Hoenn games, but for some reason they're not in this one. They're not in FireRed LeafGreen. Very annoying. Very annoying. You got your char about 4K? Rats. Crystal's a very interesting game to shiny hunt in. Any particular nature? Well, I guess something like Modest. But I'll take whatever the game will give me. Tasty, that's fun. Nest Ball. Lux Balls are in the game too, but they're very limited. So this game does have a few unique Pokeballs in it, but they're not as easy to get. I think my Bulbasaur is naive. You're starting to admire Cherish Balls? I'll never care for them, I don't think. I mean, I like the way they looked in PLA. That's the nicest thing I will say about them. Cherish Ball just means that I didn't get to catch it myself. You're rather not shiny Magikarp. Yeah, I got my Bulbasaur at 443. Look at him. I have to look at him every now and then just to remember that shinies exist. So I've gotten to play for a little bit. If you didn't catch it, work for it, you don't care about it, same. That's exactly how I view those shinies. They just feel impersonal to me. Like GameStop distributions, I don't know. They just don't feel personal enough. Yeah, it could have been worse. It could have been a worse nature. Again, I'll take anything this game will give me. When the odds are 8,192. If GameStop screws up the distribution, also true. Yes. Dream Ball is a classic. Love the Dream Ball. Lux, Moon, and Love are probably my three favorite Pokeballs. I do like the Quick Ball, but that's because I like it for, like, dex completion, not catching shinies, per se. The GS Ball. Whenever we end up going back to Johto, they should make a cute reference to that, or just put it in the game. We'd all cheer. You hope GameStop doesn't exist the next time a Pokemon does a distribution. I think my GameStop is gone. It was on the list of ones that were gonna close this year, so I don't even have one to go to now. Rip Bozo. Can you trade from FireRed to LeafGreen or vice versa on the same Switch if you own both games? I think you need another console. Because you can only do it through local. And you can't have both games open at the same time. Which sucks. Don't have a GameStop at all anymore. You could do game share if you had another Switch, if you had like a Switch 1. You could do game share and do it that way. But if you don't have another console, I don't think that's possible. The only Switch game that made Apri Balls actually easy to obtain is PLZA. And you can manipulate the lottery machine in Scarlet Violet, but that's not intentional, so... The only time they intentionally made them easy to get is PLZA. What are they gonna put in all these empty game stops? What is gonna fill that retail space? I don't know, bring Kurt back. Have Kurt come back, or Kurt's granddaughter, who's an adult now, and then we'll be able to buy Apri Balls from her. Free real estate. Just gonna stand there and take up the space. Good plan. Starbucks. Kurt. The old man who falls down Slowpoke Well in Gen 2. Double check, double nothing. Azalea Town. Slowpoke Well was such a fun little dungeon. Can we have more, like, underground areas that aren't just empty caves in Gen 10? I really hope for new Pokeballs in Gen 10. That's one of my biggest wants. Kurt feels like he would be dead now. Hey, listen, he fell down a well, landed on his back, and then got out and was okay. Never say never. That guy's tough. Kurt is tough as nails. He was gonna go personally beat up Team Rocket. I wouldn't mess with him. I wouldn't mess with him personally. 1111 carp. AZ lived to be over 3,000. He did get zapped by a super weapon laser, but that's true. Small village in Japan guy. Oh, that's absolutely what he is. That's absolutely what he is. Again, I don't think a lot of people realize how much Johto, like, really took from certain areas in Japan. Surprised they never made Pokeballs that were that had higher catch rates for a single type. Yeah, that is, they've never really, like this, the Fireball gives you a 10% higher chance at catching a fire Pokemon. They've never done anything like that. For specifically types. Yeah, I can't remember if it was the same guy Cacturn, but I know I watched a video very similar to that. Yeah, I guess the netball is the only time they've done specific types. Pokeballs are kind of like a weird, chaotic system. I mean, Game Freak loves their water types. They love their water types. A water ball that has a better catch rate on a fire type. That would be neat. Pokeball is effective on Pokemon that are left-handed. You can only use this Pokeball on a Pokemon that has 6 fingers. There's a lot less Moonstone evolutions than I thought there were. For some reason, I looked up... I can't remember why, but I looked up Moonstone evolutions the other day, and it really is not a big list of Pokemon. It is not a big list of Pokemon at all. They've really not heavily relied on stone evolutions the past many gens. Yeah, Sunstone is like 5 Pokemon, isn't it? Let's look. Sunstone Pokemon. Blossom, Sunflora, Whimsicott, Lilligant, Heliolisk. 5. That's 5 Pokemon. The ball decker. Oh, the stickers? That was Diamond Pearl. Sunstones have to be in every game for 5 Pokemon to evolve. That's ridiculous. 5 whole Pokemon. Yeah, Shiny and Duskstone are even less, I think. They introduced a bunch of stones in Gen 4 and then rarely ever used them. They should really cut the fat. I would not be upset if they trimmed out a lot of items in Gen 10. I keep saying I think that they should get rid of, like, burn heals, paralyze heals, just have full heals. There's so many ways that they could trim fat off of the thousands of items that they have to painstakingly include in every game. They're just outdated. The games have just... They don't need them anymore. Why do you need a antidote when full heals are so easy to get in early now? Like, get rid of them. They got rid of a lot of moves. Why can't they do that for items? And they're like, our fans are gonna get upset if we get rid of potions. We have to keep the sanctity of the burn heals. Oh, this song's gonna get me copyright claims, dude. It's a great song, though. Oh, God. Let's try a different one. Fire booper. Fire, fire, burn, burn. Ooh, stations. Welcome to Station Square. Also, heads up, Twitch chat. Ads are gonna play, but I'm gonna get up for a second. When they do, you won't miss much. Gen 1 selling a burn heal in Viridian City when you won't see a Pokemon that can burn you until the SSN. I never even thought about that. That's a great point. Why is that there? That's a genuinely good point. You're not even gonna meet any fire Pokemon until like mid-game. Alright, 11:21. One last Mander check. Well, not the last Mander tonight. Many more Manders to go. Give me a second, chat. I'm gonna get up for just a second. I just keep thinking. I heard this. Here I was hearing this song as I would come back, thinking the train for the Mystic Ruins will be departing soon. They just threw Mega Stones in your main storage pocket. It's so funny how people think about Mega Evolution in X and Y is like the big thing in those games when it's barely touched upon at all in the main campaign. All systems, full power! Get a load of this. I miss that Eggman voice actor so much. Rest in peace, King. Best Eggman voice actor. Yeah, the only way you'd get burned is if you didn't take Charmander and your rival burned you with, like, Ember. That's the only chance that would happen. That's so silly. Pokemon centers are so readily available, too. It's not like there's routes where it's an hour before you get to a Pokemon center. Having this many excessive healing items, it's just, you don't need them. You just don't need them. Especially now with modern Pokemon games where you can access your PC from wherever. Totally unnecessary. Professor Sycamore left he left Kalos in shame and never returned. Never used an antidote, just go to the Pokemon Center? Yeah! He was definitely going to some fancy parties with Lysander, tell you that. I can't believe my bestie Lysander would do this. The real reason he's not in ZA. With Driftblim. I have Drifloon in Poptopia, but I need to get Driftblim. I don't have him yet. Miss Carp? Shiny? No? Okay. Clement. I can't believe Clement never showed up once. His tower got blown to bits. And he's just AWOL. He's not there. Kills me. Never thought I'd be like, wow, where's Clement? Where is he? Where are you keeping him? We got Emma. Did we get Emma? Because she's barely part of the story either. Remember that guy that kidnapped me and put me in a weird outfit and had me commit crimes? The good old days, am I right, Esper, Mimi? I still can't get over the intro cutscene that she's in where Naruto runs away. It's so silly. It is so silly. What's up, Jirachi? Clement is dead. Game Freak is so funny. Sometimes they'll be like, here, have a bunch of legacy characters and, Here's Grimsley on the beach. Here's Annabelle. Here's Red and Blue / Green. Here's all these ancestor-related characters. And then in ZA, they're like, no, nobody's here. They're all gone. No Sycamore, no Clement, no Bonnie, no... Well, Tierno gets a name drop and a family member. No Trevor. Shauna, no. Don't get to see Diantha, just have her kid. We didn't even see Cinna and Dexio. Not that they deserve to ever be brought back again because they're such nothing characters, but it's funny how little of a shit ZA gives about the X and Y cast. It almost feels deliberate. We got Karina. That's it. She's the only one that came back. And I liked her. I thought she was cute in the story. I mean, she doesn't really do a whole lot. But at least she's there. Annoying Rust Syndicate guy. Wow, you hate Corbeau, don't you? Corbeau does feel like he was maybe manufactured in a laboratory somewhere to be like a Tumblr sexy man. And it is weird that he's giving loans out to children. But I do like the scene where he falls off the roof. That's a good one. On the ZA box art, she looks like a villain. Yeah, what is the box art for ZA? It's just a bunch of random things put together. Tierno is, Lida's stepbrother, I'm pretty sure, but she said she's never met him. So, it does not sound like a close family. Spearheads the Darkrai research. Why didn't they have Mabel do that? At least there's lots of Mega Evolutions in ZA, unlike X and Y. Seriously, if you ever go back and play through X and Y, chat, it is stunning how little there actually are Mega Evolutions in that game. It almost feels like it was an afterthought in X and Y. Oraz did a better job with Mega Evolution than X and Y did. Why isn't Trevor the professor? I don't know! I would have laughed seeing Trevor as the professor. Imagine grown-up little Trevor with like a big red beard or something. That would have been hysterical. I would have laughed so hard. A shiny Articuno and used flamethrower on it. I saw people being mean to a guy who went for Mega Punch. He had his Charmeleon Mega Punch Misty Starmie and it didn't kill it. People were dragging him. Yeah, Clement could have been Professor too. He was blaming Charmeleon. I think people were dragging him because he was blaming his Pokemon. When he expected Mega Punch to kill Starmie from like 50%. Ooh, Modest Mander. Not shiny. House arrest Mabel as the professor. I will never forget when that information leaked and I was like, who the hell is Mabel? Oh, she's one of the Flare ladies. What? Huh? Yeah, that's why people were dragging him. Because he was blaming his Charmeleon. Wow, Modest Mander into Adamant Mander. That's the one he needs. Mabel didn't really do much, no. I liked her personality from what little we saw of it. Definitely more than she had before. It's because the cast of characters in ZA is too big. Modern Pokemon games are obsessed now with having a giant cast of human characters and then they all don't get equal development. I really, really, really would love if they slimmed down the cast in Gen 10. But with the way they've been developing their games, I don't see it. Don't even remember Mabel a whole lot from X and Y. Because she was just a faceless admin. Like, what's the name of the green-haired Flare admin? Or the purple one? They're just, like, color-coded. They don't have they have names, but they don't have personalities. Female Mander again. 1,600! 1,600 Manders, and we're about at 1,140 Carps. I'm so glad Zero Sick didn't come back. If I had to have the misfortune of looking at that guy in ZA. He's unpleasant enough to look at in X and Y. Uh-oh, we're dropping a little bit of frames right now, chat. If stream goes down, you know why. Come on. Oh, back up to green. It was stormy today. Not only was it super warm out, it was stormy today. And I feel like whenever it storms, my internet's like, how about I don't work? Okay, it should be back. I dropped 6,000 frames. Where'd they all go? You'd rather they bring back the old cast from X and Y instead of all these new characters that had nothing to do with X and Y? Yeah. I think they could have Urbane and Tawny and then, like, Lita. And maybe keep Naveen. And then everybody else is a returning character. We did not need another streaming character. Another electric streaming character. I don't think Ivor was great, to be honest. I don't think we needed any of those characters. Rank ended. I'll have to find some time to fit in the new season of Ranked. I do want to check it out. Yeah, we got to see Valerie, but only on a poster. Like, I wanted to see Valerie. I wanted to see Olympia. I love Olympia. She's so underrated. Her gym is so cool. Ivor is annoying and useless. Yeah, pretty much. And when are we ever gonna go back to Kalos now? Like, this was Gen 6's big break. And they just disregarded most of the Gen 6 shit. Both characters and Pokemon. Why did Groudon and Kyogre get more love in ZA than Xerneas and Yveltal? That's gonna piss me off forever. I hope you guys are ready for me to bring that up every now and then, because it's going to always make me mad when I think about it. Xerneas and Yveltal are so cool. Why are they given no respect? Wow, this is a very Sonic Adventure playlist. ZA is in one city? Yes. Just one city. And the DLC essentially introduces portals that are cobbled together resources from the first game. Asset reuse. So they're also still in a city. Except for where Darkrai is. But that is not... It's just like an arena. There's nothing to explore or find there, really. A regional Xerneas and Yveltal? So if you haven't played ZA, you beat the game, you fight Zygarde, there's that. And then you get told about Xerneas and Yveltal, and Yveltal is placed on a shopping mall rooftop. You just go up, catch it, it's done. And Xerneas is by a stream of water. And that's it. That's their encounter. If Booper could shrug, Booper would shrug. They didn't give a single frick. I don't think Zygarde got much better either. Like, he got a Mega that I don't really like. Yeah, the representations of life and death. Like, they didn't really touch on any stuff with, like, Yggdrasil or the Tree of Life. They gave all this cool lore for Xerneas and Yveltal, and then the games just disregard them like they're paper to a trash can. Yveltal gets nothing and appears at a shopping mall. Yeah, and then Volcanion, no! I feel like I should have an image of the Volcanion spawn. Because if you haven't played ZA and you don't know what I'm talking about, it has to be seen to be believed. Yeah, I think I've had just about enough of Rayquaza and the boys for a while. And I say this as somebody who deeply loves all three of those Pokemon. I think the Hoenn legendaries can maybe just sit down for a little bit now. They got way more love in ZA than Zern and Eevee did. See, I knew the primals were gonna ruin everything, chat. I told you all. This always happens. His arena's worse than game debug menus. I think Groudon, Rayquaza, and Kyogre get way more. They're right, like right behind Mewtwo in terms of legendaries that get continuously propped up. They're in most games. They get shiny distributions. Rayquaza was a huge part of the anime. I want them to bring back Solgaleo and Lunala at some point. I was thinking Solgaleo and Lunala would be very cool in Poptopia. The Creation Trio? I'd say Dialga, Palkia, and Tina have a lot, right? I got my Joy-Cons in the wrong hands. Starting to hate Oak's lab. We're all stuck in Oak's lab. The Lake Trio, yeah, they haven't done anything for Uxie, Azelf, or Mesprit either, have they? What would you do for the Lake Guardians, chat? Would you give them a new one? Or give them regional forms? Or what would you do with the Lake Guardians? We have a lot of Psychic legendaries. A lot. I'm not into RNG manip. They're so forgettable. I think because they're essentially like the same Pokemon 3 times. Like, yes, they have different stats and different overall themes, but they're essentially the same Pokemon copy and pasted. Put them in the Bing. Wow, chat's hating on the Lake Guardians. They're just boring. I mean, I don't disagree. I don't really disagree, honestly. I won't argue with you. Have a good one, Matt. Thanks for the good luck. Dark opposites? Ooh, like evil Lake Guardians? They could be like... I've always kind of thought... Which one of them is willpower? They almost remind me a little bit of like Green Lantern. We need the Red Lantern Lake Guardians. Timu Muse. I think they had an opportunity to do something neat with the Lake Guardians in PLA, and they kind of sort of attempted it, but it wasn't that memorable. The Triforce, yeah, the Triforce. Which one of them is Ganondorf? A Shadow Mewtwo Lugia makeover? I love Shadow Pokemon, but they seem to get fumbled a lot, especially in Pogo. I mean, Pogo, they love fumbling lots of things in Pogo. No Lugia from Gale of Darkness, though. Boo. The genies do the theory and genies definitely differentiate the designs, make them a bit more unique. Pokken Shadow Mewtwo either, right? A corrupted form inspired by Giratina. Ooh, I like that. That's fun. I think they could definitely take it and maybe... What if they had some sort of, like, biblically accurate angel look to them, where they all had a bunch of eyes and got a little bit out there and creepy? That'd be fun. I saw somebody who did a really good Jirachi form like that. That might be what I'm thinking about right now. Where Jirachi had a bunch of eyes all over it. Still haven't gotten shiny Charmander yet? Nope. We're approaching 2K for Charmander and we hit over 1,000 Magikarp tonight. Yeah, amplify, like, their weird little creepy nature. I will say, if you see the Lake Guardians in Sword and Shield, they're very, very, very tiny, and I think that's endearing. When I got Azelf shiny in Dynamax Adventures a few weeks ago, it's just a tiny, itty-bitty little baby. Smaller than Mew, even. Yeah, Uxie Uxie has a Sedinja-esque Pokedex entry. If you see Uxie with its eyes open, it's over for you. Like looking in the back of Sedinja's shell. Or husk. You're close to odds. Oh no, I hope you get it before then. Isn't that what happened with Mega Darkrai? I guess you're right. Mega Darkrai just makes me think of Black Doom from Shadow the Hedgehog, though. Meteor Herd, aka one of the best songs ever. What's up, Yeti? No luck. Mega Darkrai reminds you of the Macy's Day Parade floats. I get what you mean. It looks like it was inflated by helium. Yeah, Azelf is on the size of, like, Flabebe. Or Cutie Fly. Fit him in your pocket. Also, Meteor Herd has the Karibo sound effect in the song. What even is Mega Darkrai? That's a good question. What is it based off of, if anything? You got a shiny Haunter out of nowhere? Oh, sick! That's cool. I said last stream that more people should consider shiny hunting Ghastly and Haunter. They look so nice in this game. A spicy businessman. A shiny dream team. I'm just going for things I like. After Mander, I think we're gonna go to Route 3. Or no. Is it Route... No, not Route 3. I do know where we're going in LeafGreen now, too. We're gonna have to play the game for a while. Before we get there. Is Mega Scovillain the only Pokemon who wears a tie? Are there any other Pokemon that wear ties? Pokemon usually do not have clothing. No online trade is so lame. Kakuna. Kakuna Rattata. Oh, Galarian Mr. Mime. So we have two Pokemon that have a tie. How many Pokemon have mustaches? Barraskewda, 1. Let's assemble a Pokemon that's just a guy. Red shiny Snorlax. Yeah, Snorlax is shiny in this game. I dare say is one of the few that actually look worse in 2D than 3D. Probopass. Swalot. The mustachioed fellas. The genies. The genies are just straight up guys. Guys being genies. I got the nerd outfit in Poptopia. It's really funny. Machoke. It's always weird when people say, oh, I hate all the humanoid Pokemon and modern Pokemon, but they've been there since day one. Oh, my bitrate dropped again, chat. Hold on. If stream dies, you know what happened, but it's back into green. We should be good. You have a guys team in ZA. Humanoid Pokemon have existed since day one. Cricketoon. Deli, 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 whoop, whoop, whoop. Yeah, Samurott, that's true. Machop had a tail and Machoke removed it for being a man. Yeah, Hitmonchan, Hitmonlee, Jinx, etc., etc. But then again, a lot of people hate Objectmon Pokemon as well, when those have existed since day one equally. Female Mander, you are not shiny. But there aren't as many options. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. Objectmon Gen 5 and below and nothing after that. Don't like Klefki? Did I buy the fish? I did not buy the fish. Trubbish is cute in Poptopia. I got Garbodor too. Good night, everybody. Heading out. Again, we'll be back tomorrow with some Poptopia. It's gonna be comfy. What are some recent object mons we've gotten, chat? I can't think right now. Does something like Bramblin count? It's a tumbleweed, but I guess not then. Are tumbleweeds actively alive when they blow around? Or are they dead? What about Trevenant? Is that tree still alive? Or is he just a ghost, a dead tree? The T? Oh yeah, Poltegeist and... I hate the way they named Sinistcha and Poltegeist, and it makes me mix the four of them around. Poltegeist. Sinistea. That's vaguely plant related. They're serving tea. I hate when Pokemon have they're really evil for that. I hate the way they name those Pokemon. To the point where it like actively makes me think less of them because they just confuse me. It's like Cubchoo and Cubfu. No more Cub Pokemon, please. Volcanion, Volcarona. Our Chaladon is a bridge? That's true. We have Bridge Dragon. Nintendo might release a Pokemon Limited Gen 10 Switch 2. Yes, I think they absolutely will. Oh, Reveroom. That's right. Do people like Reveroom? Was that a popular Pokemon? I swear I don't remember people really using it on their teams a whole lot back when SV came out. Small sample size. Garganackle is salt. Garganackle has soul. Reveroom was our first steel poison Pokemon. For whatever that counts for. I think the only thing I don't like about Reveroom is the way that it was incorporated into the Team Star story. I always thought that was silly. Oh, I love Alcremie. Cake Pokemon? Say no more. Runerigus. I'm a bit of a Runerigus hater, to be honest. I just think it pales in comparison to how cool Cofagrigus is. I don't think they did my boy justice. Also, bad stats, bad typing, and bad way to evolve it. Really was hoping they'd save Cofagrigus and Yamask for an Egyptian-themed region. Sigh. They have a lot of questions that they need to answer in Gen 10. If Runerigus is back, how do we evolve it? How are they going to have the Paradox Pokemon in Gen 10? How are we bringing back, like, Iron Leaves? I have so many questions. A Yamask Evo for each type? Yeah, I remember that. Oh, poor Rodriguez. It's like Butterfree getting banned from GTS because you couldn't say but. Very funny. Forbidden word. I'll tell you what. They probably got notes that they'll never do that again. They will likely never do that again. That seems like a lesson learned. Code executions? I don't know. Stands out so much. Yeah, it's definitely a little unfortunate. That one probably should have gone through a few more rounds of ideas. Pogo got updated, where if you update a Nidoran name, you're not allowed to put the male and female symbol back. Are you serious? Why? Like, that's just a fundamental part of Pokemon. It's a neutral, completely neutral thing. Ugh, makes me think of the Neopet sensors. Back in... They're still bad. The Neopet sensors are still bad. Special characters people used for IV naming their Pokemon, but they took out too many special characters. Classic Pogo. So many people did that. Must have pissed people off. So many people would categorize their Pogo Pokemon like that. I dropped my Joy-Con. Shit, where'd it go? I can't see it. Somehow it rolled all the way under my little cart that I have under my desk. Jeez. Trying to run away. Imagine if this Charmander was shiny. Bagon. Bagel. The Bagel Dragon. I chuckled because somebody on the Pokemon Day Presents stream commented they were laughing. They were making fun of Gekwa as if Score Bunny is much better. It's like, okay, fair. At least you can say Score Bunny as Score Bunny! You know what? I changed my mind. I do think Score Bunny is a better name than Gekwa. Fight me. Score Bunny! Bacon. Bacon the Salamence. What a beautiful name. Alright, we'll keep going for a little bit, chat, and then we'll pick this back up this weekend. Going hard in the paint for the Golden Boys. We'll be playing some Poptopia tomorrow. If you don't know the origin of the Scorbunny, Build-A-Bear brought Scorbunny over as one of their plushies, and all the Build-A-Bear plushes have like a sound thing that you can put in them for an extra charge. So Scorbunny's voice actor was going, Scorbunny! We've brought it up ever since. It's so funny. Worth every penny! You see, Mega 64 has another type of torturous stream coming up. I can't wait. Roccoing up that hill. Roccoing up that road. Chow music. I miss Chow. And when I'm back in Chicago, I feel it. The Sharp family. When they started having the cameos come in where they were name dropping Rocco, I was screaming. And when I'm back in Chicago, I feel it. I don't think I had heard of that song until that stream. Or if I did, it never registered in my head. Double check? Double check, double nothing. I think people paid them to do cameos and they all mentioned Rocco. Mr. Carp, farewell. Roscoe. Miss Amanda? Dang. Sometimes it's funny when you get a shiny as early as I did with Bulbasaur, because then you kind of expect the game to do it again, and then it doesn't. Oh, you gave me a shiny so early. Surely another one's right down the pipeline, right? Pray to Arceus more. My own Arceus hunt went so well, I feel like Arceus wouldn't even assist me. He'd be like, remember when you caught me shiny under 1,000 in Shining Pearl and like the second luxury ball? I'd be like, yeah, I remember. You hunted for Ray and Emerald? I mean, I'm mostly joking. This is super chill. Especially streaming it when I have people to talk to and we're all just big chillin'. People are hunting alongside me. It's cozy. I never shiny hunted until I was much older. I don't think I even registered that it was something that you could do until later. Like, I never had any shinies in FireRed and LeafGreen as a kid. I mean, I started doing shinies with, like, action replays and stuff, but that was not hunting. That's not exactly what you'd call a shiny hunt. So I knew what shinies were, but I was not aware of how people got them other than through cheats. Killed them thinking they were glitches. A what's wrong with my Latios? Is she sick? Moment. Kerballer? That's so cool. Kerballer's got a great shiny. I hope more people like Crabominable and Crabrawler after ZA. The first full-on shiny I remember getting is Shiny Donphan at Mount Silver and Heart Gold. I know I got a few shinies in Gen 2 though, I can't remember what they were. I can't remember. And now I have the hiccups. Why is this happening? Mega Crabominable rules. I genuinely like it. You got Articuno and 129 resets? Wow. Nice. Biggest evolution WTF? Ooh, That's a good question. I gotta think about that. Oh, this is a music after Shadow dies in Adventure 2. What the frick? Sayonara, Shadow the Hedgehog. The Dunsparce? Would Spidops be fair to say? Oh, Remoraid! Yeah, Remoraid and Octillery. It did make more sense in the beta. The same beta that this lovely creature my voice comes out of was discovered in, because Remoraid was originally a gun, and Octillery was a tank. So they had a... what would you even call that? Military theme? Weapon theme? They had a weapon theme that they obviously toned down before the final release. You can kind of see it a little bit with Remoraid. Its fin, the way its fin looks like the way you'd hold a gun. Little. Oh, I love Espathra. The names give it away too. Octillery, Artillery, etc. You hated when your Tarantula evolved. Tarantula's so cute. It's a shame it doesn't evolve. Dragonair to Dragonite, true. Pretty drastic. Aromatisse. I thought Spritzy was going to evolve into like a plague doctor type creature. Imagine my disappointment. Turned her into a cotton ball with legs. Magikarp into Gyarados? That's a good one. did say Pyroar for a different reason, because I wanted Litleo to evolve into a Manticore, which Pyroar is not. Which Pyroar is not. I waited so long for a dolphin Pokemon, and I don't even know if I really like Palafin. Is the playlist over? Need to find playlists that are longer than 1 hour. Orbeetle. Dottler feels like a Sonic Badnik. Boltund. Yeah. You know what? That might be the biggest one, Boltund. Your Yamper evolves and you see that. Oh, I got another one from Gen 8. Colossal. I wanted Carkol to turn into a train so bad. They use Carkol in the mine system in Poptopia. It's like, I don't see Colossal's big ass here. Because they know Carkol's cooler. Feebas to Milotic, yeah. Clamperl to Gorbis and Huntail, honestly, yes. It would be like if Arrokuda evolved into a clam. I like Carkol, he's fun. I wanted a train Pokemon so bad. A Choo-Choo. But we just got Timu Rhyperior. Speedwagon. Gotta step on the gas. Probably name him like after an Initial D song. Also, heads up, Twitch chat ads are gonna play, but they're the last ads of the night. How do we get Clamperl's Evos these days? We can't, because Clamperl's in no games. Except BDSP, and we're not counting that. They made 2 separate items for Gorbis and Huntail. The tooth and the scale. What's up, Shadow? Wimpod to Golisopod, that's another good one. All the water in Weewa. Weewa! Wah-wah-wee-wah. Duskull and the Dusclops. I love that whole line. Although Dusclops, or Dusknoir's shiny is buns. Cosmoem. Oh, that's a good one, too. I love Solgaleo and Lunala. They're so fun. They're neat legendaries. It's too bad they set up where it feels like your friend Lily should own them and not you instead. Servine and Duat. Servine. That's Servine. It's gotta be. That clip from the anime still slays me. And then Servine's god-awful voice. Servine! Servine? Yes, they did say it like 11 times. And then Ash is like blown away. He's like, Servine? Oh my god! They were wildin' in the Gen 5 anime. Samurott can stand, can't it? I don't know if he's quite as... If it's like a Swampert, where Swampert can be either bipedal or quadruped. But I feel like Samurott could stand up and swang that sword. Yeah, even Pikachu was like, oh my god! Servine? I've never seen something like this. $12.10. Sneasler? Oh, jeez. I don't think Sneasler needed to exist. Weavile is already cool. I kind of hate a lot of the choices they had for Hisui Pokemon. They absolutely went sicko mode with Basculegion, and then the rest of them, it's like... Did we need to have Scyther have another evolution? Did Sneasel need to evolve again? You miss the old 4Kids voice actors, so do I. Oh yeah, Ursaluna's cool. I like Ursaluna. I like Blood Moon a lot too. Can we shiny hunt Blood Moon in Gen 10? By the way, do I need to start manifesting now? I really want to shiny hunt Blood Moon in Gen 10. Yay, I love Sonic CD music. Overquill? I don't love Hisui Quillfish and Overquill, but I like them more than I like... Probably a good majority. More than Avalugg, more than Lilligant. Gen 2 Beta Wooper Sprite? Indeed. It's Booper. Beta Wooper. Entire Whismur line? I can't believe chat hates Whismur's line. I can't believe this. As a kid, I thought Exploud... Well, now, I love Exploud. You wasted time trying to hatch a shiny Teddiursa because you thought you could evolve it into Blood Moon. I mean, you should have been able to. Thanks for the good luck. Loudred's always been your favorite? Okay, at least some of you know the truth. How could you not love Loudred in the Pokemon special where they all start dancing? Loudred, Loudred. I should cut that scene out and make it like an alert. I'm good at my ultimate goal to adhere people to Loudred. That's true. Loudred is also a big Mystery Dungeon character. I think Loudred / Exploud would get along very well with Toxtricity. I think one reason I like the Whismur line as much as I do is Gen 3, again, is full of 3 full family lines, evolutionary lines. So finally getting Exploud to evolve after Loudred, like, that was just cool. It's the same reason why I love Aggron and Slacking to some extent. Gen 3 is just full of those. As a Hatterene. There was a giant Whismur in the anime. I've been feeling that too, Justin. I've been feeling that too. I want to get my second shiny because it'll make Tyler mad too. He's still looking for his Squirtle. Yeah, Flygon's another one. When a Pokemon evolves twice, it just feels more powerful to me. I don't know. Eventually. Eventually? They had one of those gags in... I think it was the recent episode, one of the recent Family Guys, and they got Tom Kenny to voice it. Antlions metamorphize. Is that what Trapinch is? An antlion? I gotta look that up. Does it look like Trapinch? Does it have a big head? Antlion. Oh, it's a family of insects. Well, it certainly looks like Flygon. The antlions are a group of about 2,000 species of insects in the Neuropteran family. They're known for their predatory habits of larvae, which mostly dig pits and traps, passing... Oh, I see. That's what Trapinch is. That's cool. See, when Pokemon have neat lore, it makes you appreciate them more. There was a Pokemon neat bit of lore that I saw the other day, and I cannot remember for the life of me what it was. But it was another type of, like, well, it's actually based off of this, and it was like, oh, whoa, cool. I have to dig around and think about it. I probably saved it. Oh boy. Why does it have a giant head and a round body? It almost looks like a tick. When are we gonna get some parasite Pokemon, chat? Like some parasitic worms or like a flea. Something that requires a host. It does look like a bed bug. It does look like a bed bug, you're right. Ugh. Yucky. Oh my god, it was Dreepy! It was Dreepy! It literally was Dreepy. Yeah! It was Dragapult! It was Dragapult because it's a joke on like how they could never find the fossil's tail. That's why Dragapult doesn't have a tail. Because the fossil it's based off of, they could never find the tail. Like, that's cool. That's genuinely cool. A little bit of, wow, they really did their research for all the Gen 8 fossil/fossil adjacent Pokemon, didn't they? And I've never been like the biggest Polt fan, so that was like, whoa, that's kind of cool. It's funny that you brought up Dreepy, because it's like, yo, it's Dragapult. I want to say Dragapult, it's like a Diplosaur or something. Let me look it up. Dragapult. Dragapult's Japanese name is Dorapult. Can you see the Dreepy? Good. Yeah, this fella. Kind of reminds me a little bit like, Garchomp. I don't know why I said that with such a Garchomp. It's like Garchomp. Yeah, that gave me a little bit of genuine appreciation for Dragapult there. That's cool. Dragapult, Yanmega, Mamoswine, Relicanth. Pseudo-fossils. Let's get the term trending. Pseudo-fossils. Powerhouse fossils. Oh, bitrate's dropping again, chat. Hold tight. Okay, it should be back. Dragapult's tail doesn't have transparency in Scarlet Violet. Okay, then I rescind it. I'm rescinding my admiration. Are you kidding me? I forgot they did that. Oh, you got tickets for the fossil exhibit in Chicago? Oh, I'm jealous. Cool. They need to come to the Smithsonian. Nothing is ever on the East Coast. Stuck in the lab and stuck in the Pokemon Center. Nintendo World in New York City. Yeah, but it's not as cool as when it was a Pokemon Center. And to be honest, the one they just built in San Francisco is nicer. It's already got better competition on the West Coast. Nothing Pokemon comes to Canada. A landfill area in Lumiose? That would have been fun. The San Francisco Nintendo store didn't have much there. It's pretty much the same deal for the New York City one. The New York City one has a lot of open space because they host events there. Like, anytime there's a Nintendo Direct, they're like, come and react. Come and watch and hoot and holler. You didn't want any of the stuff they were selling? They have more Pikmin merchandise now. They started selling those. I think Japan and Europe got them. They're these very cute Pikmin vases. Or vases, if you will. And so there's one of red, blue, and yellow Pikmin. I still want those. I want those. They're so cute. Yeah, I've been to the one in New York City a few times. And I was there as a child when it was a Pokemon Center. Waterfalls of text. Some of the Nintendo Store reactions are kind of fun. Like, the Smash reveals always had those crowds going apeshit. Hi, Bulbasaur. Are you shiny? Yeah. Nice to see you again. Magikarp, you're not shiny. Farewell. Is Pikmin Bloom still a thing? I think so. I better get some Pikmin 4 content this year, Nintendo. I'm waiting. Miyamoto, I'm waiting. If I had a wristwatch on, I would tap it right now. Let's do a double check. Dang. They did something for Poptopia. They have... The best thing about the New York City Nintendo store is there's a giant Bowser statue that you can take a fun picture with. Kicking it into the water, it evolved into Gyarados, a classic episode. I mean, it's still a neat store. If you're ever in San Francisco or New York City, it's worth going to just to look around. They're almost like a mini... I can't speak for the one in SF, but the one in NYC has like a bit of a museum to it. They have some cases that you can look at, some Nintendo history, if that's your thing. And the one in New York City also still has the Pokeball detailing on the door handles from when it was a Pokemon Center. We would have gotten a water fire Pokemon. There were so many good ones they cut. It's such a shame. Did the San Francisco one not really have that? Well, I guess that's a New York City thing then. Yeah, the Game Boy that went through, what was it, like the Gulf War or something like that? Still works. Insane. Going to New York City when you're a little kid is like wild. And back when I was a kid, the Toys R Us in Times Square was still there, which was another very impressive store. Yeah, you could say that beta Pokemon walked so Volcanion could run, but Volcanion is not running. Volcanion's ass is not running. The Ferris wheel, your friend hated working there. I can only imagine. how stressful it is to work on one of those in one of those big stores in Times Square, like the Disney store, the M&M store. It's crazy that they just don't answer their phones. Can you find like a subreddit or a Discord group that posts about stock there, I wonder? Does anybody track the stock at that store? So Volcanion could drown. No. Pombon being fire water. Hey, I'd be down for that. I don't think it'll happen. That'd be cool. Water Fairy Primarina. They don't seem to want to use poison, electricity, or ice for starters. They should, though. Except for Bulbasaur. A home for Combi and Vespiquen. Oh, that's fun. I should put them together too. Water Steel and Empoleon. I mean, the Gen 4 starters are never around anymore, so I don't blame you for forgetting about Empoleon's typing. I don't blame ya. I don't think Game Freak themselves remembers Empoleon. Tornadus and Corvisquire are both pure flying. You don't think Palkia feels like a water type? What about this big, pink, pearly, fluffy guy doesn't scream water to you? I wish Empoleon had a better shiny. Piplup's shiny line makes me sad. At least Dialga and Palkia have unique typings and are not just psychic. Yeah, at least they didn't make him psychic. Evolving shiny Psyduck. Oh, poor Golduck. You just don't have that good of a shiny. Empoleon should have been black and white like a real Emperor Penguin. That would have been funny. I haven't found Psyduck in Poptopia yet. I have one of his habitats, just haven't done it. Empoleon is ice water. That would make sense too, honestly. If Empoleon was ice type, I don't think I would have batted an eye. Because it makes sense, he's a penguin. The Triton on his head, you could just say is to break ice when he swims in the ice. It would have worked. I would have believed that. Oh, you got a Zoomerl? Cute. I have a Zoomerl and Meryl, but not a Zoomerl. Azumarill. Oh, 1,700 Manders. A lot of Manders, chat. It's a lot of Manders. Ooh, love Mushroom Hill. I will say I do think Poptopia is worth buying. We're gonna play more tomorrow, chat. If you're on the fence about Poptopia, we're gonna check out more tomorrow. I think it's worth its price tag way more than ZA is. Resident Evil's getting DLC, that was expected. $5K for Charmander. Oh, I hope you get it soon. If you have a Switch too, I do think Poptopia is worth buying. Spring allergies? No. I don't look forward to that. We've already had it warmed up for one day and bugs came out. I don't think they got the memo. $500 for Zapdos, so that's fun. I'm excited to shiny hunt the birds at some point. Alright, we'll keep doing a little bit more resets, chat, and then, again, we'll pick this back up this weekend, Saturday. I need to go clean up my Poptopia world so it's presentable to other people. Need to clear out the massive mess I made in the wasteland that I need to fix. I don't know what to do with that sliver of land in the middle there. That's kind of, I guess, to the left a little bit of the Pokemon Center. Cacturn who lives on that tree on the top of that piece of land there, but I want to move them and put some better there. Torchic, oh, that's fun. We bring out the fine china. Ditto is saving the Earth. When the world needed him most, he returned. Whoops. It's easier to hit all the buttons and reset on my Switch 1 Joy-Con because it's so much smaller. The Switch 2 Joy-Cons are huge-mungus. Somebody is arriving at your island. Oh, don't take me back there. I gotta hand it to the Nintendo team that worked on Animal Crossing New Horizons. Some of the worst multiplayer features, functionality that I have ever seen. Yeah, Justin, it's like... I played Poptopia. There's 2 Poptopia streams up on YouTube if anyone wants to go and check them out if you missed them. Just saying. But FireRed LeafGreen is definitely more popular viewer-wise. You got Shiny Deoxys? Nice! Congrats! Oh, the Switch 2 Pro Controller is elite. I have it. It's just easier to have Joy-Con controls when I'm controlling 2 games. Again, LeafGreen is on my Switch 1 and FireRed is on my Switch 2. Oh no, did yours take forever? Shinies in the Space World demo? I created my own shiny for Booper. Good night, Cacturn. Have a good one. What's second? Oh, on my Switch 1, it's the Yu-Gi-Oh! Early Days collection. I hope we get a 3D version of this year. Forbidden Memories, Fallsbound Kingdom, Konami. Somebody on my timeline pulled like a 1 out of... there's only like 100 of these Karibo cards. It's so cool. Karibo. Well, technically my Switch 2 was a Christmas present, so I didn't pay anything for it. Yeah, you're still under odds. Or too far. Or you didn't go too far over odds, I mean. Too far. Yeah, I wanna play Forbidden Memories. I've only ever seen people play Forbidden Memories. That game's got some good music. Alright, I think we'll get to 1717 for Mander. And then whatever Carp is on, we'll just stop at. I have to make sure I hit yes to pick up Charmander and no to nickname Magikarp. Come on, little Charmander. It'd be really nice if I got Charmander, because then both games would be tied. Because again, the ultimate goal of this chat is to see which version will win. Which version will get to the Elite Four with 6 shinies first. Hence the verses. So far, LeafGreen is winning. Hey, if I got Carp, the next shiny I want after Magikarp is kind of a little ways into the game. So I would like to play. It'd be fun to play. I could play the game a little bit. Yeah, Forbidden Memories is a very weird game in terms of actual Yu-Gi-Oh! Rules. Team Bulba. Fully committed on shiny Snorlax. Nice. The next target after Magikarp, chat, is a version exclusive. Hint. For FireRed, I'm not going that far. As soon as I get Charmander, we're probably going to be about where I am in LeafGreen. Vulpix? Yeah, you might be right. You might be right. Ninetales has such a gorgeous shiny. If I wasn't getting Charizard in FireRed, I'd get Growlithe. I like Growlithe shiny a lot, too. Yellow tiger dog. Yeah, look, here's a little spoiler for the late night viewers, chat. Nidoran male after Charmander and Vulpix after Magikarp. Also, Ninetales' back sprite in this game, gorge. Vulpix is kind of mustardy looking, but we won't hold that against her. Ooh, I noticed a lot of people are in the game corner right now. Good luck, chat. May the Gamba pay off. I definitely want to do a game corner Pokemon or two. There's too many good choices. There's too many good choices. I mean, no one says I can't come back here, you know, and do routes after I'm done with my initial 6 shinies, so... The Nugget Bridge exploit, we gotta try it out for science. Oh, I went past 1717. We'll just get to 1720 then. The Charmander from 1720. There's a few shiny hunts that I want to do that are not necessarily going to be part of the team. I want to do Eevee at some point. Eevee has such a nice shiny. I know most people are probably going to evolve it, but it'd almost be tempting to keep it as an Eevee. Not that I don't like Vaporeon or Jolteon shiny. Sorry, Flareon. But Eevee's silver color looks nice in this game. Alright, one more reset for the Mander, chat. One more. One more reset for Mander. Here we go. Dang. Well, I don't give refunds. You knew what you were getting. I guess he's not wrong. He did tell me he was selling me a Magikarp. He did tell me that. Alright, let's do one more for Carp, too. Hello there, laddie. It's fun that I get to have both versions, so I can play as both Red and Leaf. Dang it. Well, I should keep track of where I start at the beginning of every stream. I still made a lot of progress tonight. I guess. If progress is adding numbers. How do you quantify progress when you're shiny hunting? But yeah, thanks for hanging out tonight, everybody. I appreciate it. Again, Poptopia tomorrow, and then more FireRed and LeafGreen this weekend. As I pull up the help menu, trying to... There we go. The snap on the Switch 2 Joy-Cons is so satisfying, by the way. Big fan. Big fan of that. But yeah, thanks for hanging out tonight, everybody. I appreciate it. Lots of new follows, lots of subs, and lots of YouTube follows. Thank you, everybody, very much. Again, shout out to the YouTube viewers, the VOD watchers. We do have a Discord if you want to share your own shinies. And yeah, thanks for hanging out tonight, everybody. Keeping me company while we get through the FireRed LeafGreen full odds grind. Alright. Some comfy Poptopia tomorrow, chat. It'll be a good time. Alright, everybody. I'm out of here. Thanks for hanging out. Bye!